let's see, Chris. On the plus side, I nailed it at 5-7 2 years ago, but I was way short this past year at 6-6. So one good prediction out of me for Florida State, one bad one. I was looking at the numbers a few weeks ago because out of the predictions I made last year, 65 in the Power Five, 40 some I got within a game. So that's not too bad. So for the first time since 2016, I will say, nobody on this schedule that Florida State can't beat, or you could argue shouldn't beat. We know the obvious two teams that they're going to have a tough game with, most likely. And then we talked about it a couple of weeks ago in terms of who we thought could jump up and give them a game. And I think the most capable team outside of the big two is Pitt. Who knows about Miami? They're a wild card. I don't know what to expect out of them, but I just, they got a top 15 roster. That's what the metrics tell us. But I don't know that there wasn't a team that was more of a mess on the field compared to their talent than Miami. And then obviously Duke is playing out of its mind. Last year they did compared to what they should be. So I think it's those two, and it's Pitt. And I think Florida State wins 2 out of the 3. Right now, why not go 11-1?
I think there's a good perk too. I'm overlooking it, but now it's just drenched in my head. Duke. I'm not going to look over Duke this year. I will not do that. If I'm doing tiers,
it's crazy.
Yep. I know we keep overlooking. I'm like, okay, we got to add Duke in there in our brains. It's not basketball. It's not Leonard Hamilton going over there. I mean, right now it wouldn't be close of a game. Sadly, rest in peace to our basketball squad there. But Florida State on the football side of things, I think they're going to have a nice test at home. At least they have them at home. If I'm putting them in tiers, I've got LSU, Clemson there in that top tier, and then I'm adding, like you were just talking about, Mark, Pittsburgh, Duke in that second tier, where you're going to have, you're still going to have to play a good game in order to get out of and win. Some Florida State has had to learn the last couple of years to be able to win and go on the road like they did against Louisville. But I think Duke's going to bring a pretty good competitive team to Florida State this year that they haven't seen ever. So, maybe back going to Florida State's ACC championship game against them in 2013. They've got a coach that knows what he's doing. They've got a young quarterback also that's going to go into his second year. They have a lot of high hopes for him. So I would keep an eye a little bit on Duke here for maybe adding into that second tier. That could also be a good show that we do Jason would be salivating. Any kind of schedule talk that we can talk about here, any kind of add in Miami for 30 or 45 minutes in there and then end off the rest of 15 would just be incredible for him. So maybe we can do that this off. And I'll actually put my PTO in. I won't be here for that one, but at least Jason can hold it down for 45 minutes on the schedule talk.
I thought I liked to talk about schedules, but it could be like the second week of August camp when we got all sorts of stuff going on. We're talking about, and Jason's talking about games in November. It's like, hang on.
Oh no, I'm not there. I'm not there yet. I just didn't know that there was multiple ways to talk about a schedule. Maybe there's like 2 or 3 ways you could do a spider web outside of the schedule, but he's given me creative ways for extra content to have. There is a lot of ways you can talk about a schedule for months on end. So
good stuff. And of course, no divisions and the big 3-5-5 model for the first time in the ACC for everybody, including FSU.